I want to tease a show I'm going to do 1 week from today, and that will be on Tuesday, December 3rd. So after Thanksgiving, we have a guest joining us to go over a story I'll just tell you a little bit about right now. There has been a discovery with respect to the accessing of the voter tabulation software in voting machines in Texas, in Dallas, in Texas, and around the country that truly has the capacity not only to change votes once they have been cast by voters, but also the evidence that we'll talk about next Tuesday shows that that actually has already occurred. To understand precisely what we're talking about, I want to urge you to read two things. One is there's an article that is on our website, americacanwetalk.org, on the homepage under shows, drop down to list of links. It's called Election Fraud on a National Scale. This article spells out how this potential and actual occurrence of manipulating voter data within inside voting machine software was made possible by the software that was placed, made possible by the people who set up those voting machines and enabled access to this possibility. And we'll actually talk through next week with an expert in studio related to how it was done and what has to be done to fix it. But to understand what's happened, security protections in voting machines were disabled. Penetration and manipulation of actual vote tabulations was and is possible, and evidence already exists that the votes were surreptitiously electronically manipulated to change election results. This is a huge story. I want to urge you to tune in next Tuesday to read the article I just mentioned. And finally, especially for the cyber savvy among my listeners, also on our homepage, americacanwetalk.org, under shows, drop down list of links, you will see actually a link to a lengthy or somewhat lengthy 45-minute, I think it is, video that lays out in detail with actual showing you the computer screens how this election tabulation software was made accessible, remains accessible, and truly permits black hat, they use the expression black hat hackers, makes possible manipulation of America's future voting and actually evidence that already occurred in past elections, including calling into question the race in Kentucky with the Governor Bevin, the incumbent Governor Bevin having lost. So that's my tease for a week from today, and that's the end of my first 5 today. I want to encourage you to read those articles, watch that video, because it's complex. It's not like explaining a simple mistake like I put an extra cup of sugar in the recipe and the cookies didn't come out. You have to follow what's being said to understand. It's complex, but it is written in this article and again in this video in a way that the average American person can understand. There needs to be a grassroots demand across this country to have an investigation by either state level attorneys general or the U.S. Attorney General to understand what happened and to fix the problem. The immediate and only solution, which I'm presently aware, is to insist upon paper ballots in the 2020 election cycle. And that, my friends, is today's first 5.